And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody. Retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
In person, in my office, in Philadelphia. That's where they should be done. They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
Not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes.
Really?
And I resent.
Are you talking about Hunter? Are you talking about
I'm talking about my son, Beau Biden. You're talking about.
I don't know Beau. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. It wasn't dishonorably.
Cocaine use, and he didn't have a job until you became vice president.
Everybody digging my chili, what I'm laying down, that is not true.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices.
Get your words straight, Jack.
That the most potent force in the Republican Party is President Trump. We need Trump plus. That the most potent force in the Republican Party is President Trump. We need Trump plus.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. We've ended the war on American energy. We were in war. And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources.
Who are you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that our workers are seeing a decline in their standard of living. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. That's what they want to see. No more B-2 bombers, no more Star Wars. Let's make the quality products we need. Let's invest in American industry. No, I won't yield. I won't yield.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is.
They weren't coming because they couldn't get in.
High level.
Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. At levels that you haven't even seen yet. They are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place. The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right? Unbelievable.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
You know, the truth of the matter is that when you look at some of my policies, in a lot of ways, Richard Nixon was more liberal than I was.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. Well, he came off, and he said, I'll meet you outside. My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, I'll be waiting for you. He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pulls. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pull filter is. You know the chain? There used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He pulled up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you're kidding me. He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, in those days, you used to remember the straight razors, you'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, When I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you, Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, close the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
We're getting crowds like this. We were all over. They'll go the night before one of their primaries. We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling. Trolling is trolling. We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling. Bernie Sanders was very upset. Why would he be there? Why? Because I want to win. Why? Because I want to win. I want to keep everybody happy. Yes, that's a good reason. And we're getting primaries. Well, we do a little trolling. Bernie Sanders was very upset. Why would he be there?
Get your words straight, Jack. Get your words straight, Jack. Get your words straight, Jack. Get your words straight, Jack.
That's a good reason.
Mr. Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We could talk about Jimmy Girl can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
They're coming all over the place.
Ah, fuck. Shit, I forgot to... fuck. Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Is this on? Is this on? I think it's on. Whoa. What's up, y'all? How's it going? How is it going, folks? All right. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Hopefully the day is good, because my day is good. I've had a good day. So hopefully y'all are having rather a good day as well. All right. All right, folks. So, yeah, so I woke up a little late. I decided to make a feast for breakfast. I wanted a feast, so I spent like 30 minutes cooking. And then by the time I finished eating, I was like, oh shit, it's 9:50. What the fuck? And then I had to go walk the dog. You know, that fucking... Look at that dog. You see that dog? He had to go fucking pee all over the place. All over the place. And, so that was the situation at hand. And then... You know, I had to, like, you know, get all my notes, and I have notes, you know, I have many notes. As you can see, I've got a book full of notes, book full of notes. Computer enhanced. Anyway, getting you a Quest bar, hell yes. These are my current flavors that I've got. Check this out, I got a collection. I'm gonna try to carry this with one hand. Ooh, mama. Alright, check this out. This is my current collection of Questies. I decided I didn't want a Quest bar this morning. I decided to make a fucking meal. So, but yeah, look at this. Look at that. See, I got some more. I got lemon cake, chocolate peanut butter. I got cookies and motherfucking cream. Motherfucking bullshit, man. No, I tried. I almost got it on there. I almost. God damn it. This is fuck. I tried, folks. I tried. Anyway, the extensive show prep that goes into the show. You don't even know. That's true. You also don't even know. America must come first in the chat room. Got to get that. I do. I need a secretary or something that, would reach out to them and pester them a little bit. I don't know, but God bless Quake. The lemon Quake flavor is fucking beautiful. You pop that shit in the microwave for like 5 seconds. Give it 5 seconds in the microwave. When you put that shit in the microwave for 5 seconds, let me just tell you.
They're coming all over the place.
Goddamn. Anyway, like the stream, folks. Like the stream. Where the hell is this stream being liked? 7 like. Okay, 20 like. I had to update. I had clicked on the tab and it had to update. I was about to say 7. If it were actually 7, I would have turned the stream off. To be quite honest with you, I would have if I would have clicked on that and it didn't update, I would have been like, what? What? I would have turned the fucking stream off. But yeah, so folks, you gotta do me a solid. You gotta retweet the stream. This is the way we build a movement. I'm starting to consider doing hashtags too, but
retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
Yo, my webcam just did that thing where it just completely resets. Anyway, so I got some news. All right. Okay, so what? Shit, where are my news? Where's my news? Yeah, where's my news? I don't know where the news is. Well, here it is, folks. I found it. So, you don't really Twitter? Well, I don't give a fuck if you really fucking... I don't give a shit. You think I care about choking on Ash's personal, do they use Twitter? I don't care. Make a Twitter, retweet everything I post, like everything I post, and then fill your feed with what you're feeling about this stream right now. And it better be good. I'm sorry. Let me drink some more coffee. Horrible, rude streamer. That's correct. I'm watering down my coffee a little bit. It's a little powerful. So rude, so rude. I got on Twitter just to retweet above it all. That's what you should. You should make that a tweet. That should be your pinned tweet. I got on Twitter just to retweet above it all. What's poppin', y'all? Hello. Quest bars seem overpriced for what they are, question mark. It seems like there's some yummier, healthier options out there. I've been drinking this. Well, the thing about Quest bars that I appreciate that I have not found any other protein bar brand that does is they've got high amounts of fiber in their bars. Most protein bars have 0 to 1 gram of fiber, which, for me personally, fiber is extremely important. For gut health and to, keep me clean. So for me personally, Quest Bar is the best brand. If you don't need fiber, then yeah, I guess they're a little pricey. But the reason why they're more expensive than other brands is because of the fiber content. So, and they're also good as fuck. So, I got a video here. I've got a video. I gotta get that Quest sponsorship, man. Fiber is extremely important for sure. Absolutely. I'm a fiber queen. I can't get enough fiber. In fact, I just eat tree bark. That's how much I love fiber. I hug the tree and then I eat its bark, and that's definitely what I do. Anyway, so I got this video here. In between doing my MSNBC show and doing my health insurance, propaganda work, I saw this video about one Senator Bernard Sanders continuing to talk about himself, #forcing the vote. And so this is him yesterday talking on television. He was on CNN, live on television, folks. And he's telling it how it is with Mr. Wolf-ass motherfucking Blitz.
I don't think $15 an hour is a radical idea. We have the majority leader here in the Senate supportive of it. We have the Speaker of the House, Pelosi, supportive of it. The vast majority of the American people are supportive. And the idea that we have a parliamentarian who was elected by nobody, who was simply a Senate staffer, making a determination.
I'm sorry, we got to do that again. Elected by nobody.
Who was elected by
Bernie's still got it. The video is like, you know, these are just as good as they were in the primary, except, Anyway, but like, yeah, this is exactly correct. I just want to, I gotta scroll back. I'm sorry.
$15 an hour, and I believe we're going to make nobody. We have a parliamentarian who was elected by nobody, who was simply.
Oh my God, elected by nobody. Wasn't the parliamentarian appointed by fucking like Mitch McConnell or something? Like, why are they? It's like, oh yes, we've done, like, what was all, like, Chuck Schumer was spending all those millions of dollars on shitty fucking candidates in Kentucky to oust Mitch McConnell, right? And then it's like, all right, Mitch McConnell's gone, but we'll keep all of his rules. What? Like, what the fuck? So, I mean, I don't know. That's great stuff. And Bernard Sanders hitting it again. That music makes me want to do drive-bys with Bernie flyers. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. So, again, elected by nobody. I love that little effect there. We got to find this this television appearance without the music for the potential sound drop, because that's pretty good.
Was elected by nobody. Who was
nobody, not a single body elected that bitch. So anyway, yes, Bernie Sanders forcing the vote, folks. You love to see it, and that's just how it is. I was elected by a lot. I feel grief and when I see him at the same time. Yeah, same. Reminder, 1 year ago, on this day, 1 year ago, we all watched in horror. Well, 1 year, like maybe like 360 something, whatever. This is a leap year, so this 364 and a half days ago, we all watched in horror. I got drunk off of my asshole 364 days and a half ago. I got drunk, I cried, and I wanted to kill myself. So, reminder, but Bernie's still here. So, anyway, yep. The world we live in. Jesus. The memories are in my feed. I love to feed. I often feed. Oh, man. Every once in a while when I get like, really emotional, I watch I saved almost every single Bernie Sanders primary video. I got like a folder in my computer with like almost every single video he put out there in the primer, and I just watch them all in order sometimes, and it's like, it's just, but anyway, Max the dog alert. Woof woof woof. Max the doggy, look at him, look at that thing. Oh my God, look at him, he's out of control. Alert! Alert! Max the dog, what are you doing? He's dead. Alright. What happened to my words of wisdom? I had words of wisdom somewhere. Here they are. Here are my words of wisdom. Here are my words of wisdom, folks. All right. So, let's get into the news, folks. Got my words of wisdom right here. All right. So, in between Bernie Sanders fighting for a $15 minimum wage, he decided to go full misogynistic. He decided, by voting for Neera Tanden, it was secretly a ruse, folks. It was secretly a ruse because Bernie Sanders is a misogynist. We all know that, right? Do you know that? Right? Because I do. And so in between all of these forcing the vote and, and all that, he decided to attack women, folks. It is Women's History Month, folks. And he decided to sink her nomination by pledging to vote for her. So, here's Neera Tanden, her official statement. Letter from Neera Tanden to President Biden, withdrawing her nomination. I'm sorry, Dear President Biden, I am writing to you to withdraw my nomination for Director of the Office of Management and Budget. It has been an honor of a lifetime to be considered for this role and for the faith placed in me. I appreciate how hard you and your team at the White House have worked to win my confirmation. Unfortunately, it now seems that there is no path forward to gain confirmation, and I do not want continued consideration of my nomination to be a distraction from your other priorities. I am incredibly grateful for your leadership on behalf of the American people and for your agenda that will make such a transformative difference in people's lives. Sincerely, Neera Tanden. Can you believe it? Bernie Sanders. Yeah, sure, Joe Manchin was the deciding factor, but Bernie fucking Sanders. Bernie fucking Sanders. Look at this. Look at this. Hello, Max? Hello? Hello, Max? Bernie fucking Sanders, folks. What happened to Neera Tanden is appalling. Her nomination was not considered on the basis of her qualifications and leadership, but on her not bending her knee to Bernie Sanders. Oh, and his far-left grievance crew. Her support of Hillary Clinton, and her refusal to be cowed. Shameful. Can you believe it, folks? Bernie Sanders, by voting to confirm, or at least pledging to vote. It wasn't Joe Manchin. Bernie was secretly in a back room, a smoke-filled back room, and he grabbed Joe Manchin's arm, and he was like, listen, Joe, I gotta vote for Neera Tanden. But you can't let this happen, Joe. Right? That's what happened. We all know that that's true. Bernie Sanders, of course, a famed misogynist. Such a famed misogynist that, he advocated for equality on his presidential platform like no level compared to any other of the Democratic contenders, right? So... Anyway, I've got a clip that aged really poorly, so let's watch.
Make the argument. This question, which strikes me, the White House doesn't have 50 votes to confirm Neera Tanden as OMB director, and yet we heard from the White House Chief of Staff say that the White House they're going to fight our guts out was the phrase he used to get her confirmed. So why push for that and not push as hard, one could say, for raising the minimum wage? You could make the argument that the American people stand to benefit more from a higher wage than they would from a chosen OMB director.
Well, I think that's mixing a few things kind of irresponsibly, if I'm just being totally honest. I would say on the minimum wage, the president included a raise of the minimum wage in his package because he felt strongly that it's long overdue, that men and women working hard, trying to make ends meet, shouldn't be living at the poverty level. That's why he put it in his package. There is a process that it goes through, a parliamentary process, when it's a reconciliation bill, as you know, but for people who haven't been following.
Right. You know what? This is like impressive. Jen Psaki or whatever. Honestly, I really, don't like being this kind of person, but like I'm at the point where she's lying almost as much, if not more, than Kayleigh McEnany. Like again, oh yeah, no, we had it in the bill, but there's a parliamentary, thing, and yeah, the vice president could overrule the parliamentarian, but I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to tell you that there's a parliamentarian. And, the vice president, who's part of the White House, could overrule, but I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to let you know that, we tried and,
Following all the nitty gritty of this.
Right, the nitty gritty.
Because it's a budgetary bill.
Right.
That's why it went through the process. And, again, I would send you to talk to leaders in Congress to see if they have the 50 votes necessary. But regardless, the president, the vice president have made the decision they're not going to move forward with that step. But also it's not a simple process. It requires two steps.
It requires 2 steps, both of which they have complete 100% executive authority to be able to do so. I don't feel like it. It's like, that episode of SpongeBob where, SpongeBob goes to work for Plankton and then Plankton teaches SpongeBob or spoils him and then he goes back to Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs tells him to fry up a Krabby Patty and then SpongeBob is like, I don't feel like it. That's basically Kamala Harris.
As it relates to Neera Tanden, she is somebody who has decades of experience.
Decades!
She is qualified.
Decades!
She is prepared to lead the budget team. And we're continuing, of course, to fight for the confirmation of every nominee that the president puts forward. We'll see if we have 50 votes. That's part of the journey. That's part of democracy in action.
Right. It's part of so voting in Georgia to elect 2 Democratic senators from Georgia? That's not democracy. Whatever. $2,000 check, $15. Who cares? Fuck it. Democracy? What? But when it comes to confirming a fucking complete failure of a nominee, all of a sudden, democracy is so important. Oh, democracy. Fuck Jen Psaki. All my homies hate Jen Psaki. Fuck Neera Tanden. All my homies hate Neera Tanden. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Kamala Harris. And God bless Bernard Sanders. That is the end of my message. Thank you for listening. What a fucking piece of shit. Neera's been making fun of people that wanted a $15 minimum wage for a long time. I mean... Alright, speaking of Neera Tanden, I wanted to also cover this because this is interesting. All right, so I also saw this. This is a couple days old, but I did see it. This was something I saw, so I thought while we're talking about Neera Tanden, I thought I'd pop this on. Twitter's content filters flagged Union Buster as offensive language. Alright, so while everyone was making fun of Neera Tanden, and again, now she formally withdrew her nomination because she's garbage. So as people were talking about her and trying to spread information about her, Twitter weighed in. Alright, so let's check this out. On Wednesday, Twitter marked, and this is last Wednesday, Twitter marked a tweet calling Office of Management and Budget Head nominee Neera Tanden a union buster as containing, quote, potentially harmful or offensive language. Twitter told Motherboard that the move, which was part of its rollout of an experimental feature to curb toxic behavior on the platform, was a mistake. In response to a tweet from Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, one Twitter user tried to add, "She's a union buster, Keith." Twitter's experimental system then asked the user if they want to review this before tweeting. We're asking people to review replies with potentially harmful or offensive language, the pop-up adds. Potentially harmful. I love that word. They just Like, again, all these vague words, like when I get YouTube strikes and it's like, oh, we carefully reviewed your 4-hour video in less than 4 hours. Yeah, we had our magnifying glass and we carefully reviewed this video. And then on Twitter, it's like, oh yeah, we didn't even look. Sorry. Right? So it's like, I hate big tech and their fucking dumb bullshit, right? Like, it's just, oh. In a statement, a Twitter spokesperson told Motherboard that we're still in the early testing phase and this was a mistake. People who think they've received a prompt by mistake can share their feedback with us so we can improve. Now, again, that only happens if you're 1, a big account, 2, can get a news story written about you, or 3, like something was so egregious that they just have to intervene. Like if it happens to fucking everyone, for example, like if it's a widespread situation. In 2019, the Center for American Progress, of which Neera Tanden was president, laid off an entire union staff of its Think Progress newsroom. At the time, CAP said it intended to continue operating the site without union labor. Twitter announced the relaunch of the experimental feature earlier this month. So, again, these people are dumb as hell. Big tech is dumb as hell. As Jenna Nix in the chat says, I literally got an 11-hour suspension for using the word die as part of targeted harassment. Imagine, right? You can't even talk about people dying in the abstract because it's harassment. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. But in the words of our former president,
So stupid. So stupid. Thank you. Thank you.
God damn, I have a smudge on my fucking glasses, and I thought I got it, but I didn't. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this program. I'd like to say this program is brought to you by you in the chat. So give me money today on Patreon, Cash App, PayPal, or via Super Chat. Or you can mail me a check if you really want to, and we can discuss that later. Or you can send me cryptocurrency. I love cryptocurrency. Please give me money. Thank you. Reminder, look at Max. Max is currently dead. He's dying of starvation. So if you want... this smudge isn't coming off. If you want Max to eat tomorrow, you're going to have to give me money today. Thank you, folks. All right. Whew. How's everyone doing? Facebook also has added some sort of AI that is blocking users and pages for very old posts. That's a little ridiculous. That's another thing that YouTube does as well, is like, people are getting YouTube strikes for videos that were made 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, imagine making a video, and it's fine, and then 10 years later, after you've completely forgotten that you made that video, YouTube is like, sorry, like, you violated our terms of service, even though we changed the terms of service over the course of those 10 years. It's ridiculous. Like, it's one thing if it's like they want to change their terms and say this kind of content isn't cool anymore. You know, we know you uploaded this 10 years ago. We know you posted this like 7 years ago. We get it. So we're just letting you know, and we're going to like remove it. We're going to make it unlisted. No one can see it. We're not going to attack your account because, you know, obviously you didn't know. And nope, they just fuck you over. Sorry, your whole account's banned because of something you did when it was completely fine. What? I'll just meet you in a dark alley and pass you an envelope of cash. Can it be a manila envelope? And can it be all in one, so it's like a thick manila envelope? Please stop using Max without his consent. I don't think he can consent. The fucker's dead. Look at this dog. Max, are you alive? Look. Oh! He's back! Max, you're alive! You're alive! Everyone, thank you! Max is alive! I love you! Oh, he's alive! The doggy is alive! Oh, pause up! Pause up! Oh, he's alive! Oh, I thought I'd lost you, Max! This is the power of giving me money, folks. You bring the dog back from the dead? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this dog. Are you going into dog mode? Are you about to go into dog mode? Uh-oh. It looks like it. Oh! He's going into dog mode. Dog mode. Look. If I give hundreds of dollars, will you bash Jimmy even more? Absolutely. Up. Dog mode. Dog mode. Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. Look at this fucking dog. Don't you just love this? Isn't this beautiful What other political show can you watch where you get someone playing with their dog live on stream? Like, are you watching TYT and they're playing with their dog live on stream? No. Are you watching the Jimmy Dore show and they're playing with their dog live on stream? No. Are you watching the Majority Report where they have the dog play live on stream? No. Subscribe today. Oh, Jesus. All right, what do we got next? What is next? Yeah, well, fuck cats. Cats suck. Cats don't play. They just, like, interrupt the stream and then walk off. Like, that's all cats do. Uh-oh. This dog is crazy. Oh, shit. Anyway, Jimmy Dore would be more likely to kick dogs. That's probably true. Next Sunday, Renda Andrea will be on track to set the Gubble Whir, and Neera Tanden will burst in, using Joe's lifeless body as a battering ram and turn of the PS1. Then she will screech, "No cummies for you." Beautiful fan fiction. I love that. Cats loot and riot on the stream. That is actually pretty cool, though. Just a little bit. It's a little cool. It's like a decent amount of coolness. Any World of the Online Left coverage today? Does that mean Jimmy Dore bashing? Because if you send me a video that he did that's dumb, I guess I'll cover it. Why not? World of the Online Left. Fucking World of the That's such a good way to point, like, to write. The World of the Online Left. All right, folks. The lore grows. I love lore. The Bernie Bros. Fucking Bernie Bros. I mean, legit, though, we have to talk about the Bernie Bro thing. Like, that's like a whole... Like, obviously, they were going to smear Bernie, like, no matter what. Like, duh. Right? But, like, now that we've seen, like, the force the vote thing... Right? Like, there are a lot of really dumb bitch motherfuckers that were pro-Bernie. And, like, I could totally understand why, like, a wine mom would feel like that they don't like Bernie because of Twitter posts. Like, I get it. I get it. Obviously, you know, it was blown way out of proportion. Obviously, it had nothing to do with Bernie himself. And obviously, like, Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris had way more, like, toxic supporters, right? But I can understand if you're just tweeting about how you think Bernie's hair is, like, messy, and then you have, like, fucking 12,000 fucking, like, you know, like, weirdos, like, yelling at you on Twitter. I can understand that. I can understand that one. Bernie Bros, stand back and stand by. God, I need to do more videos on the K-Hive, to be honest with you. Because those motherfuckers are crazy. They are they are way more unhinged, like, by like an order of magnitude than Hillary Clinton supporters ever could be, like, even dream of being. Like, they are some crazy motherfuckers. Anyway, so I got an article here. This is I've got an article, and this article is you could read it, but instead of you reading it, I'm gonna read it for you. So this is from CBS News. Stimulus checks should continue until COVID-19 is history, senators tell Biden. I wonder which senators are telling Biden that. So Let's read. Some Senate Democrats are urging President Joe Ass Biden to overhaul the nation's approach to handing out stimulus payments. The direct financial relief deployed by Congress to help millions of Americans affected by the economic collapse that followed the coronavirus pandemic. I'm so sorry. Instead of providing discrete rounds of stimulus checks that are negotiated each time and arrive months apart, the federal government should provide recurring checks to help families get by until COVID-19 is over. The 10 lawmakers said in a letter released on Tuesday. The request comes as the Senate takes up Mr. Biden's $1.9 trillion relief package this week, which would include a third round of stimulus checks that would direct $1,400 to millions of eligible Americans. Congress distributed $1,200 last year under the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security CARES Act, and sent an additional $600 payment in December as part of a broader stimulus bill. The senators didn't specify an amount they are seeking for monthly direct aid. I wonder which senators. They could be in the headline, but they're not, so I guess we'll have to keep reading to find out. The idea of issuing recurring stimulus payments as a way to speed up the economic recovery has been championed by progressives and some Democrats. I love how those are two separate groups. Progressives and some Democrats. It's not like the progressives are No, they're just... In January, more than 50 House members urged the Biden administration to back a proposal for $2,000 monthly payments until the pandemic ends. And this is something that I want to talk about is who gets to decide when the pandemic ends? I got another thing I'm going to cover where Biden says he's got vaccines so everyone can get vaccinated by the end of May. So when everyone's vaccinated, is the pandemic all of a sudden over? Because I don't think that that's the case. I think that the pandemic will be over when we are out of the economic depression. And again, there were numerous studies that said that a significant chunk, millions of the jobs that were lost throughout the last year aren't coming back. They've been replaced by automation. They've been kind of, gotten rid of, consolidated. So when is the pandemic over? Are they just going to try to vaccinate us and then say, you're on your own, kid? Because that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this is probably going to be the last stimulus that we're going to get. I feel like Joe Biden is going to try to delay it as long as possible. Because if he were to have gotten it done in January 23rd or whatever, right? Which, again, I know, reconciliation, I know, right? But then it would be more likely that we need another round. So I think that they're purposefully delaying this as long as they can to try to put it smack dab in the middle of when they plan on vaccinating everyone. And then they're just going to say, oh, the pandemic's over. You're on your own, Jack. That's what I feel like is going to happen. Supporters of the idea point out that financial hardship remains widespread around the U.S. almost a full year after COVID-19 effectively shuttered the economy. Despite the ongoing recovery, a third of adults are struggling to pay their bills, while employers have slashed roughly 10 million jobs from their payrolls during the crisis, according to an analysis by the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. The decades of research on stimulus checks back up the argument that much of this is spent, which helps stimulate the economy. And sources like the census show there is an immense need for more funding despite the fitful recovery, said Claudia Sam, an economist who has worked at the Federal Reserve and the Washington Center for Equitable Growth. She added, the reason we aren't in the 1933 world where things were really bad is because the federal government and Federal Reserve stepped in. But we aren't out of the woods yet. That's correct. I can agree with that. Again, God fucking imagine if we were still on the gold standard or something, like Jesus Christ, right? The senators who signed the letter, including Bernard Sanders of Vermont, Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, and Ron Wyden of Oregon, argue that aid such as enhanced unemployment benefits hasn't reached every family hurt by the economic crunch. Again, if you were, let's say, doing a gig work, like you're saying, you're driving Uber or Lyft or doing DoorDash or something, right? And let's say your car broke down, right? And, oh, whoops, your car broke down. Well, you can't qualify for unemployment because you're not an employee. Therefore, you're fucked, and then you lose your house. And then, you're now just letting the clock tick on the eviction moratorium. Now, again, also, keep in mind, we have not had a rent moratorium. We have had an eviction moratorium. So as soon as the eviction moratorium is lifted, there are plenty of families out there that owe $5,000 to $10,000 or more in back rent payments, and the only reason they haven't been evicted is because of the moratorium. There should have been a rent moratorium. There should have been a subsidization, yes, something like that. Jesus Christ, right? Of rent. They should have paid landlords or paid people directly, and they could pay whatever way they want to do it. But again, $1,400, no matter which way you crack it, isn't going to help you get out of a $5,000 hole, right? So this is another huge problem we need to take into consideration. Millions do not qualify for unemployment insurance after seeing their hours reduced, switching to lower paying jobs, or temporarily leaving the workforce to care for their family members during the pandemic. They wrote in a letter, direct payments are crucial for supporting struggling families who aren't reached by unemployment insurance. $1,400 pushback? Still, such arguments are unlikely to gain traction among congressional Republicans and even some moderate Democrats, given that many have already voiced opposition to the $1,400 checks that are a part of Mr. Biden's American Rescue Plan. Some lawmakers have also called for the third round of stimulus checks to be distributed to fewer households by focusing on lower-income Americans. Or, get this, you could give it to everyone, and then on tax season, right, you get it back. I know, right? So instead of spending millions and millions of dollars means testing and checking people's incomes, you could just give it to everyone, save money, and then get it back next year. But I know that, a little big brain, some dumb bitch in her fucking bedroom can think of a plan that's more intelligent than all of the Senate. I mean, I know, right? I'm crazy, but, whatever. Under the American Rescue Plan, a person's income is the chief determinant of whether they'll get a check, as well as the payment amount, similar to the previous two rounds of stimulus checks. Single people could receive as much as $1,400 each, while married couples filing jointly could receive $2,800. Only individuals earning up to $75,000 a year would get the full payments, as would married couples with incomes up to $150,000 a year. For incomes above those thresholds, payment amounts would decline, phasing out completely for single individuals earning above $100,000. Now again, this is still based on the last tax year. So at this point, it's 2019 tax year. So imagine, let's say you're making $80,000 a year, right? And you lose your job, and then you get $1,200, and then you get fucking $600. But you've got the fucking $9,000 of back rent payments, and then now Joe Biden's like, you're a little too rich for me, Jack. What? Right? Again, this whole situation is just disastrous. Some lawmakers have cited research that shows higher income families are rebounding well from the pandemic's economic impact as a rationale for lowering those income thresholds. Given that debate, many lawmakers are unlikely to support recurring stimulus payments. Again, that's called genocide. If you just say, fuck the poor, you don't get jack shit because some rich person in Miami Beach might have a little bit too much money in their bank account, I got news for you, Jack. You're a piece of shit, okay? Anyway, you can read the rest of this if you'd like. I'm not going to, there's only a couple of those left, but, fuck it. Yeah, so the stimulus thing is a huge disaster. We need $2,000 a month recurring back to February of 2020. So what that means, let me bust out my calculator here. So busting out the calculator. How many months has it been since last February? Let's say 12, right? Times 2,000, right? That gives us a solid $24,000. Now I guess we'll, turn down the 1,200, turn down the 600, right? All right. So what they need to do, they already plan on giving us 14, so I'll be nice. So what they need to do is give every American citizen, regardless of their income, $20,800. That's what they need to do. Anything less than that is garbage. It's a bad deal, folks. And you know what we do with bad deals, right?
Bad deal, should have never been thought of. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, where they thought about it.
Night Devil, $20. Dogs rule! Thank you. Now Max can eat. Thank you so much. I agree, dogs do rule. Anyone know where to get a decent Antifa and Conflag? I got mine from Etsy like 3 or 4 years ago. So, just go on there and look for them custom made. Maximum damage will be achieved. I love maximum damage. Anyway, again, I just want to say thank you all to watching the stream. I'm not done yet, obviously. I'm like maybe half-ish over. But I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for watching the stream. It means a lot. You know, I'm trying to build something here. Trying to fucking, you know, do something, I guess. I don't know. You didn't want to buy a corporate one? I don't think there are corporate ones. Like, I'm very certain that no corporation would. Maybe they would. I'm not sure, but did they have them off of Amazon? That seems a little bizarre to me. Like Amazon, like Prime, or is it like someone selling their custom shit on Amazon? Planet 23K, preferred when you just stick to Doom. Well, thank you for telling me that story. I apologize that I am not doing everything that you need me to do, and that I have my own ideas and goals and things that I would like to do in my life. But hey, I'm sorry. I just did Ancient Aliens last Sunday. That's 6 hours. So, I mean, unless you've watched the entire 6 hours of that, I don't want to hear yo bitching. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, that's right. I'm triggered. I got triggered, folks. Fuck. God damn it.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Yuck. Cringe? Just my POV? I'll show you a POV. I'll show you a fucking POV. Check this out. I'm gonna give you some fucking POV right now. Alright, alright? This is me. Alright, now imagine, right, you're doing the stream. Right, look at me, I'm reading an article. And then imagine you look at the chat room, right? And then you look in and you see this fucking message. I'll show you a fucking POV. Look at that. You see that? Imagine like you're just, you're trying to live your life. Like, woo doo 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 doo, right? And then you see this fucking message in the chat room. That's a POV. I'll show you a fucking POV. My God. I'm such a fucking idiot. Anyway, Max, what the hell? Look at this dog. Hello? Hello? Are you needy? Look at this doggy. Look at this doggy. Look at this dog. You don't need to lick my coffee cup. That's unnecessary. I promise it will be just fine without your saliva. Max, my nemesis. 81 in chat, 50 likes. This is sus. Imagine, right? Imagine you're watching a stream and there's a beautiful baby boy on the stream and you just don't press like. What? You just don't press like? Look at this. You see this dog? You see that dog? Because I see that dog.
Unbelievable.
It's only vaguely on stream. Well, I'm sure you can hear the fucking licks, dude. Like, come on. You want some more POV, huh? You want some more fun? Oh, look at me. Look at this dog. Look at this dog. Look, this is me. This is my POV. Look, see? Oh, shit. Fucking. My cord's not long enough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Max has sensed the disturbance. Max has sensed the disturbance. Oh, Max the dog. Look at him. He's just so precious. Oh. Like, could you imagine this dog is just like in your room just all the time? He just like hit his body on my desk. I don't know if you heard that like bang noise, but he hit his body against the desk and then like got sad and like walked off the bed. Poor Max. Anyway, folks, should we get back into the news, right? We got some news here. Got some motherfucking news. The Patreon exclusive The Patreon exclusive Max petting experience. Planet 23K. We're all good, but I'm not offended. I do take it personally, but I will be playing more Doom. Like it's my favorite video game, so it's not like I'm gonna give it up. I just played Ancient Aliens for 6 hours, so like a week and a half ago. So I mean, it's not like I stopped playing Doom. It's like, I don't know. Like unless like you really need like 4 hours of Doom content every day, which if you do, I mean, I would suggest therapy in addition to that. But I mean, like I think I do plenty, considering all my other various adjacent ventures. Is he a lab and shepherd mix? We don't know what the fuck he is. He's got at least 8 different dogs in him. Ugh. My nose is like super itchy. See, my nose is red now all of a sudden. Hold up. Ugh. Play Twisted Metal. Mutts are the healthiest dogs. I love healthy dogs. I don't know about you guys, but taxes are insane this year. They don't give any of it back unless it's in form of cops and war. I don't have a regular job, so I usually have to pay my money to the government. Fucking getting the checks in the government. The scene is active, as you know. Good luck with what you do, even if it's totally different kind of stuff. The scene is active. What scene? I'm curious. What does that mean? Give us a Bruise update. Well, it's still there. I think it's slightly more faded. Does anyone want to go look at yesterday's stream and then do a compare and contrast? I think it's slightly more faded. I can't stop playing Eve Eternity. Yo, I gotta finish doing Eve Eternity runs. I loved Eve Eternity. That's such a good fucking WAD. I don't know what those are. Are those WADs? Planet 23K? And are they good? The newest Doom WAD I think I played is Doom 0. Oh my god, Max, you're back. Alright, folks, let's get into some news here. I got something. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Joe ass Biden. YouTubers, I think. Okay. Look at him. Look at this. Please don't joke. Everybody knows Decino. Never heard of him? Sorry? Are they a speedrunner or do they just like do Doom videos? Because I only really care about speedruns. Anyway. Folks. So this is something I saw that's actually pretty good news. So this is Joe Biden yesterday saying that he will have enough doses to vaccinate everyone before the end of May.
We're now on track to have enough vaccine supply for every adult in America by the end of May. Let me say that again. When we came into office, the prior administration had contracted for not nearly enough vaccine to cover adults in America. We rectified that. About 3 weeks ago, we were able to say that we'll have enough vaccine supply for adults by the end of July. And I'm pleased to announce today, as a consequence of the stepped-up process that I've ordered and just outlined, this country will have enough vaccine supply, I'll say it again, for every adult in America by the end of May. By the end of May. That's progress, important progress.
All right, so for those of you that don't know this, my birthday is May 31st, right? And so I'm hoping I can get vaccinated, right? And just have I'm going to go like walk around town. I'm going to walk into every single store in my neighborhood, right? And I'm just going to have a good time, right? So that's my goal, obviously. But again, this is actually like, in my opinion, good news. But again, like I was saying before, I really hope that this isn't an excuse for them to say, like, everyone's vaccinated, you're on your own, Jack. Right? I really hope that they do take economic recovery and stimulus packages more seriously going forward as well, even if everyone is vaccinated, because vaccination is not 100% effective. It's anywhere between 90 and 95% effective, which is good, but it doesn't mean the virus automatically goes away, right? We're still going to need to wear masks. We're still going to need to be cautious. We're still going to have to, live in a different kind of fashion, right? And so, it really, we have to take that seriously. A lot of people out there just think the vaccine is just, it's a cure-all, you're going to be fixed and everything's going to be fine and you're going to be able to walk into restaurants without masks on. That is not the case, right? You need to be able to vaccinate everyone, and then it's going to take a little bit longer for the virus to completely go away. And then, of course, this brings into the other subject matter, right? What about the rest of the world? What about the rest of the world, right? If we vaccinate everyone in the United States, and let's say let's say somewhere else in the world, I'm not going to single out a specific country, but let's say they have another mutation that is that is resistant against whatever vaccine we have in the US, right? We need to have a global inoculation campaign against COVID-19, right? That is the only way to really end this pandemic. It's not over until every human on Earth is vaccinated against this virus. And that is an extremely important thing to keep in mind. So again, it's great. This is awesome. And I can't wait to go outside again and not feel like as, fearful when I go outside. I can't wait to do that. But we can't pretend that when the vaccine comes, everything's back to normal, because that's not the way reality works. And we have to be very careful. And we have to be very thoughtful of everywhere else in the world. This is a public health crisis, right? Again, look at the mutation that originated in South Africa, right? That's slightly more resistant to vaccines, from what I've read, than the other regular variants, right? Now, that's something that, let's say, and again, another mutation comes out of another country. Again, there's reports that say that the vaccine won't be widely distributed all across the planet until 2023 or 2024. And it's what? Right? What? You know what I'm saying? So we need to vaccinate every single, not just American, every single human, not just adult. We need to vaccinate everybody as soon as possible. So, but anyway, this is a good first step, and I'm glad that this is being pushed more and more heavily. I just hope that Biden's got a plan for after everyone's vaccinated. That's my worry. So, what are you asking for, Doomerson? Man, they truly scrambled your brain on this BS. What are you talking about? What? I hold up. I was not going to cover this, but Top Damage Wizard, you brought up this is really epic. Let me get the fucking, So this is coming out of North Carolina. So if you are in North Carolina, and if you've smoked 100 or more cigarettes in your life, I guess, you will qualify for a vaccine starting on March 24th. Now, I'm not sure if Like, I know, how do you verify that? Like, honestly, how do you verify that? Like, I smoke weed, right? I smoke weed. Does that count? Or do I have to smoke cigarettes? Do I have to, like, show up with an empty carton? Or can I just say I smoke cigarettes? Do I have to get, like, a lung x-ray? How do they verify this? I want to know. Either way, I have smoked well over 100 marijuana cigarettes, so please vaccinate me. Please vaccinate me, Roy. Please. Very interesting. I don't know how you prove this, but I'm gonna keep paying attention to this because I might be able to squeeze by in that one. Because again, I smoke weed out the wazoo. You have to smoke 100 right in front of them. Like you're a fucking 14-year-old who got caught smoking by your fucking Hank Hill dad. To show up and smoke 100. I will be your 100th marijuana cigarette. I've probably smoked well over 100 marijuana cigarettes. Hello, Salvi Raised Weirdo. Who deleted your comments? I don't know. I just realized I had top chat on the whole time, so I might have missed people's messages. I switched to vape recently, but I still smoked a lot of marijuana cigarettes before. I mean, I'm just saying. I think tinctures are the best form, personally. You said your dog responds when you talk. Oh, Max, you've got a friend. Did y'all know that in the December COVID bill, they banned vape products from being mailed? I've got a friend, and he works for an online vape retailer. And he just lost his job. Like, yesterday, he just lost his job. Because you can no longer mail any vaporizer products of any kind in the mail for anything. Apparently they banned things like to try to prevent children from getting e-cigarettes or something. But the language is so vague that any vaporizer product that you would ever want is now banned from being mailed. So, that's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. And so now my friend's out of a job. Which is like mega fucked up. Because it was like a really well-paying job. So I got a friend who's, works from home and processes orders for a vape company. And now he's going to have to go out, who's, by the way, immunocompromised, has to go out and get a quote-unquote real job in the South, right? So that's fun. But yeah, so... Good thing I got my vape mailed to me a couple months ago. Yeah, for sure. There's still the verdict is not in on whether or not vaping is healthier than smoking. I would presume that it's healthier than smoking just because of the carcinogens released. But that's not to say that it's like without health effects. You know what I mean? I don't know what anyone would smoke it when you can get it into your blood. Well, smoking gets it into your bloodstream instantaneously, Zero. Edibles take like 10 to 20 minutes to metabolize at best. Now, I personally prefer tinctures. Tinctures are superior to edibles because you don't eat sugar. But it's banned from USPS for 4 months. For 4 months? I mean, that's still, like, again... companies get shut down over 4 months. You know what I mean? Vaping a Quest bar, RN. I gotta make fucking THC infused Quest bars. That would be a brilliant. That would just be brilliant in general. I'm still waiting for Doomerson to answer my question, by the way. I hate when people write dumb bullshit in the chat and then I respond to them and then they just stop. Like they just... Maybe it's like an embarrassment thing. It's like, oh shit, I got singled out for saying something stupid. What do I do? My wife and I have been married for 20 years and we started using marijuana-infused edible aphrodisiacs. Go on. Tell me more. Anyway, let's, I guess I can talk about Texas. Well, what are the... What, like, marijuana-infused edible aphrodisiacs. What is the aphrodisiac part component? Like, how do you acquire that particular... Like, where does that come from? Like, tell me more. I'm curious. Hey, Hook, what's poppin'? To my understanding, Lindsay, it's like a phased rollout or something. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is my friend lost his job, so that's all I know. I mean, yeah, when I get high, I get pretty horny too. But I mean, like, how do you get hornier? You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between getting high and then just getting the natural horny value. But I'm trying to accentuate that value. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get, like, you know, horny plus out of this. Just saying. I've gotten ripped off. Oh no. Come on, Matt. I'm waiting. Tell me more, motherfucker. God damn it. Lots of herbal ingredients. I can post a link. Lots of herbal ingredients. Go on. Please. Send me a DM with that link. I would love to study that for scientific purposes. I do know, I have, you know, there's I guess it's a flower called the Blue Lotus. If you take that in high enough quantities, it makes you horny. That I do know. So maybe that's part of these ingredients. I've heard lavender has similar effect as well. Anyway, I love talking about being horny live on stream. However, that's not the only thing I love. I also love talking about the news. And so let's get right into this. High alert as new QAnon date approaches on Thursday. That's tomorrow. So let's read from The Hill. Authorities will be on high alert Thursday over a QAnon conspiracy theory prediction. But according to experts, chances of violence appear minimal compared to the deadly insurrection on January 6th. Some segments of the convoluted theories community have been claiming for months that former President Trump will return to the White House on March 4th, which was the date of presidential inaugurations up until 1933. Let's go. I love this. God, these QAnon people are so fucking stupid. While belief that Thursday would mark the triumphant return of QAnon's figurehead had been building, some influential figures in the community have recently turned back on that prediction. Again, One of the easiest ways to make your conspiracy theory look like shit is by putting dates on things. You want everything to be as vague as possible. You don't want to put a date on something because then when that doesn't happen, you lose people in your following and your cult. Influencers backing down from the real inauguration theory is especially important since they have gained more sway in the community after the shadowy Q figure stopped posting on image boards back in December. Brian Friedberg, a senior researcher at Harvard's Shorenstein Center, told The Hill that some QAnon adherents are now skeptical as to the origins or validity of the theory. Oof, you love that. Some believe any public gatherings on the 4th to be a trap set for MAGA folk by the MSM/Deep State to draw them out. I love MSM as an acronym. That's brilliant. He added in an email, referring to the mainstream media, even if some QAnon supporters still think that Trump will reassume office, there's little to suggest they will act on that belief. We haven't seen anything to suggest that there's any physical, real-world mobilization behind the chatter. Jared Holt, a visiting research fellow at the Digital Forensic Research Lab, told The Hill. A memo from the top security official overseeing the House shared with lawmakers this week echoes that the significance of March 4th has reportedly declined among various groups in recent days. The Capitol Police at the time has no indications that groups will travel to Washington, D.C. to protest or commit acts of violence. Acting Sergeant-at-Arms Timothy Blodgett said in a memo. Again, that's what they said last time, too, so keep that in mind. That's what they also said last time. These same people said that nothing would happen on January 6th. So, I'm just saying, brace for impact here. I don't think we need to read the rest of this. Although the QAnon community has consistently moved the goalpost on big predictions without much attrition, another failed prediction could push more believers away from the theory. QAnon followers had built up January 20th as the day of the Great Awakening, where Trump would remain in office and arrest top Democrats for their alleged complicity in child sex trafficking. Oh my God. While many supporters shared dissatisfaction with that failed prediction, others quickly moved on to the next date. So we'll see how this goes. I presume that nothing will happen, but it's better safe than sorry, because we all saw on January 6th what sorry looks like. So I say better safe than sorry. These people are, again, going to be increasingly more divorced from reality. And it's not good, folks. But we'll see how this goes. I do love the idea that they look back to the original inauguration. I love that historical, whatever it is. It's just really entertaining for me. But yeah, QAnon, not sending their best, folks. On the subject of QAnon, in the words of our former president,
only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
There you go. Hello, Bodan. You are also in the chat. JFK Jr. is coming back. He's bringing it back. I'm getting my homie to organize a labor strike for putting them all on 12-hour days randomly. For real? Do you want to tell me more? Is that actually happening? Or, give me the scoop. Feel free to DM me on whatever. I would gladly cover that. Bodan, I would even say the end of 2021 is a stretch. I would say probably middle of 2022. That's my based on current data, prediction, I guess. Hello, Mr. Braindead. Oh, this is actually live. Yes, it is. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Quibble. Are people's chats being deleted? I don't understand what's happening because I don't have mods, so I don't really know what that means. And I'm not seeing message retracted or something. it's possible that, like, you're sending a message and it's just not being sent or something. I don't know. I've seen messages get removed by Google administrators, and they usually say, well, like, they'll say, like, Myla Resson, like, brackets, message removed by YouTube moderation team or something. I've seen that happen before. But it's also possible that, like, there's a glitch and your chat message just isn't being posted. Or, like, it's only being posted locally or so. I don't know. The title of this video is accurate. Cuteness, coffee, and news. Oh my! That's what I'm saying. Thank you, though. JL, $10. Super chat. My short chat was instantly deleted. It might have just been a spam filter thing. I don't know. Did I see the ingredients? I'm looking. Did you send them to me in a DM or did you post in chat? Wait. I got your direct message. Ingredients: milk chocolate, sugar, already canceled. If you eat milk chocolate in the year 2021 instead of dark chocolate, you're canceled. So this is already canceled, but whole milk powder, cocoa liqueur, soy lectin, natural vanilla extract, Mura Puama extract, Catuaba extract, theobromine, Damiana extract, sunflower oil, cannabis extract, ashwagandha organic extract, rye flower pollen, natural flavors. Huh. Alright. I don't know about that. Too much sugar for me. I'd rather just get the natural flavors themselves. Try posting it again, Myla? I don't know. Richard Mason, $10. Or at least a $10. Thank you. I appreciate that. Reminder, though, I have to say this every time. Because, again, YouTube does take a cut. If you want to give me money without YouTube taking a cut, you can do so with these links. I get the money instantly, so I don't have to wait 2 months. And I also get it with less fees. So I'm, thank you all. I love all of you regardless. But I'm just saying, it's just a retweet. That was, an opinion of somebody.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
My friend called me about getting notice of the schedule change. She just wants to quit, but I told her to try to organize first. She's super charismatic and not interested in politics. Well, first of all, if you're organizing a labor strike, that you're not interested in politics. You are more interested in politics than 99% of people. So the divorcing of labor from politics, I think, is a huge problem. But yeah, keep me posted. Again, if you wanted to call in or have them call in or whatever, I can set that up. That's totally fine. In italics, it said message deleted. I didn't see that, so I don't know. Maybe certain keywords are auto-filtered? I'm not sure. That's really strange. They have dark chocolate too? Oh, uncancelled. I've had comments on video deleted with no mod, but never chat deleted without it. Yeah, I don't know. How is white chocolate other than the best? I mean, it's definitely very canceled. White chocolate is extremely canceled. They have a pill version, even better. Let's get it. Isn't theobromine the chemical in chocolate that kills pets? Oh no. Victoria, Australia has recorded a 4th consecutive day of no new local cases. That's awesome. Hey, I'm $10 here. There you go. You're so funny, Andrea. If only I knew when to laugh. Yeah, that's true. If only you knew when to laugh. I'll be here all day. There's good WADs for your skills. Survive in Hell, Swift Death, fuck Swift Death. That WAD sucks. Death in Excess, Resurgence is fantastic. Stardate is Stardate, both of them are phenomenal. I would love to play those again. God, playing Stardate on mushrooms would be fucking... Oh, I gotta do that. Someone put that on a list somewhere. What's a WAD? A load? A WAD... That is, it stands for Where's All the Data. It is a file format utilized in the game Doom. Most people create new level sets that have like new music, new monsters, that kind of stuff. And they all go into a WAD file, which is just, you know, like a text file or an MP3. It's just another file format that gets read by the Doom engine. Doing it this way, we keep you cool with YouTube. I am not sure what that means, but I appreciate it. Cough guy sounds like he just took a fat dab. I know, right? That was a couple weeks ago, Jeffrey. Haven't watched much of your gaming videos. Do you play Abe's Odyssey? I've never played that. Isn't that on PS1? Or am I thinking of something else? I think that's a PS1 game, isn't it? I've heard of it, I think. Yeah, that is a PS1 game. I've seen that game, but I don't have it. I remember looking into it, though, because I like the cover. How many levels, Bodan? Feel free to like email me a link or something. I would gladly check it out. I'm going to be doing some more Doom and some more PS1 very shortly. Like this month. This month, I plan on starting to get more into video games again. So, hell yeah. But right now I'm taking I don't know, for me, I really do want to play, I like playing video games while I smoke weed. And like, you know, like new video games or like wacky and zany video games. And so, when I say new, I mean new to me, so like 20 years old. And I've been taking a weed break, so. I donated via PayPal. It's not much, but the power of the collective is stronger than the power of the individual. Thank you so much. So much. Wow, you wrote like a whole essay? You seem pretty awesome and really enjoying this stream so far. Are you a new viewer? Is that... Because did you just stumble upon? Did you subscribe and now you're on the live stream for the first time? Like, what is... One thing of note is that you're a leftist who's not for force the vote, as said on a video I discovered today. That answers my question. Do you stream daily, and are you in the US or Canada? I live in North Carolina. I stream every day, 7 days a week at the same time. So 10 a.m. usually to noon Eastern is my typical stream schedule. On Sunday, I stream what's called Sunday Run Day, where I play video games all day. I'm going to start doing more video game streams as well, so that's cool. Keep up the leftist content. You'll grow and evolve, and it'll be good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love when people write these like beautiful messages to me. I love beautiful messages. I appreciate that. Speed of Doom is tremendous. I personally prefer Resurgence over Speed of Doom, but I think they're both mandatory plays, in my opinion. Like, if I were to create, like, a mandatory must-play Doom-wide list, Speed of Doom followed by Resurgence. Playing them back-to-back is a great deal, because Resurgence has some of the levels that are light. I really love that level in Resurgence. I think it's called, like, Nuclear Winter or something, where you go through, like, the first 5 levels of Speed of Doom, but, like, in the winter time with, like, you know, shit all over it's... Let me just tell you, that is some primo content. Andrea, did you see the ContraPoints video titled J.K. Rowling? No, I have not. She did a really good job demystifying and pushing back against a lot of the misinfo and vitriol surrounding discourse surrounding trans. ContraPoints, my opinion on ContraPoints is she's not for me. She's for people that don't know that already. And that's not, you know, to say, you know, be rude or anything, but it's like, she makes videos that are like as long as a feature-length film. And so I would rather watch a feature-length film than watch someone who says stuff that I already know. Like, so I'm not, you know, for me, when I watch content, I try to gain something out of it. I don't typically watch content that's just things I agree with, you know. So, but that's not to say that it's a bad video. It's just it's not content for me. But a lot of people have told me it's a great video, so I'll echo that. I'll signal boost that message. In fact, I just did. I read it out loud, and I gave my opinion on it. You'll never call my messages beautiful. You just make gross faces and say, this isn't art, this is shit. Oh my god. I mean, that's true, though. It is. Bodan, I have a Doom channel. Like, there's a channel called Doom. You should post that in there, too. Just, you know, in general. Did this dumb bitch, I'm talking about you, Shuriev, did this dumb bitch call Ski Crazed Teddy more morally pure than me? I have known Ski Crazed Teddy, motherfucker. I have known that guy for, I want to say, Jesus Christ, 4 years I have known Ski Crazed Teddy. 5 years, maybe? 4 or 5. I've known that guy for a long time. To say that he is higher on the moral purity scale than I am, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm going to have to agree to disagree. I'm just reading my Discord now. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to have a bad react. You cannot deny this mountain of evidence. I'm going to fucking shove you down the mountain, you fuck. Her videos for noobs. Yes, and which is not a bad thing. I'm not, you know, that's it. It's content that's necessary and needs to exist. It's just I'm not the target demographic. You know what I mean? And that's fine. Like, I'm not, you know, trying to. That's not a criticism of the video or Contra as a creator. It's a criticism of. It's not even a criticism of anything. I mean, it's just, you know, I don't watch the videos. What did he get banned for? Was it banned for, like, saying he wanted to, like, I think he said he wanted to, like, shoot everyone or some shit. Is that what he got banned for? Or was it, like, a bomb thing? I don't know, man. How I wouldn't watch Hassan Piker much, but he's still an important piece of lefty jigsaw. I mean, sure. Like, I would say, and this is my calculation, everyone is expendable and should be canceled unless they have me on their show. So Hassan Piker, where are you at, bitch? Right? Where are you at? You call yourself a prominent leftist and you don't have Above It All's host and star on your program? God damn it. Oh, absolutely, Anastasia, I agree. I don't care. He's got a YouTube channel. Exactly. Good Morning Comrade was like one of the first podcasts I went on as far as part of this, you know, iteration of my life. These motherfuckers, right? They knew. They were thinking to themselves, they were huddling up, and they're like, we can ride off of these coattails. And they did. Reminder, every day that's not on the weekend, because these people are fucking losers and they can't do 7 days a week. Imagine not being able to do 7 days a week. Imagine you're such a fucking crybaby loser. Oh, but the PRO Act, I like unions and labor and I deserve the weekend. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. This is the internet. This is hustle culture. These motherfuckers don't do 7 days a week because they're fucking cringe. But irregardless, which is not a word, by the way, they stream every day that's not on the weekend before my show. So if you ever wake up at like 9:20 or something and you are bored and you don't know what to do, go watch Good Morning Comrade. And unless it's Saturday and then you wake up and it's like, oh, I'm going to go watch Good Morning Oh, wait, they're not on. Because this bitch has to like go walk a dog or like, you know, watch a movie with their fucking loved ones. Like, shut the fuck up, asshole. Let me ask you something. Coming from the Carolinas myself, I've actually noticed that perhaps I'm drawn to more and more leftists or people who are discovering the left. What's been my experience? I just moved here like 2 years ago, so, you know, I was a leftist before I moved here. But, I have no knowledge or anything whatsoever about that. I campaigned here with the Bernie Sanders campaign, both in North and South Carolina. I did Bernie Sanders campaign organizing. And from my experience, a lot of people are definitely not leftists, but it's more like the South has more like kind of like the pick yourself up by your bootstraps people that I feel like if you were to have like a 45-minute conversation with them, you might be able to get them to support Bernie Sanders. Like when I was doing campaigning for Bernie last year, I did have a couple like longer conversations about how Bernie is good for workers and that kind of stuff. And I did get some people that were in that kind of persuasion to vote for him or whatever. But, again, it's, you know, you can't talk to everyone for 45 minutes or whatever, you know? Sure, Mila. It might just have a banned keyword or something. I don't know. Sham Cedar can't even do 5 days a week. Yeah, he does like 4.5 days or something. Fucking cringe. Sam has kids. A little slack. No! No slack! Either you work 7 days a week or you're a piece of shit. There is no in between. There's only two genders, motherfucker, and it's working 7 days a week or being a lazy fuck. I'm sorry. I'm just teasing. I do. That's correct. I have a dog. That is factually correct. We're actually in talks of getting on the radio Monday to Friday. Oh, hell yes. That's awesome. Obviously, everyone, I'm just being eccentric. This is what I do. I'm an eccentric individual. Watch if you're bored. What a ringing endorsement. That's correct. The hard Scrabble. I have Bible Scrabble. If anyone wants to come over to my house after the vaccine, we'll play some Bible Scrabble. I'm a lifelong North Carolinian. I'm so sorry to hear that. You were campaign manager. Nico House's assistant. Were you not campaign manager? I love that Nico House pretends to have a position that like doesn't even exist, and like the closest position to it he had no relation to whatsoever. Woo, you are a fucking hero for campaigning here. Brave, actually. Yeah, I mean, I almost died a few times, but you know. I think it's bootstraps time for Texas. Yeah, Texas is not sending their best, that's for sure. Matt Strackbine. Sam does more than one show. So do I. I do Above It All, Sunday Run Day. I'm going to start doing Cooking with the Bitch very soon again. I'm going to do many more shows. I have so many shows that they'll make your head fucking spin. Like your head's going to go like, whoa, like this is going to be you. Whoa. After you see all these motherfucking shows I got lined up. Spit out my coffee. Oh no. Bodan, I'll check him out, don't worry. Could we play Bible Scrabble on Discord? No, we can't. I refuse to play board games online. Bible Scrabble, what a world. I got it at a thrift store slightly before the pandemic started. I love getting board games at a thrift store because one, you probably will not get all the pieces, and two, you'll find some absurd bullshit. Can we use proper nouns? We could. And I will watch them all. Alright. You're gonna get tired of winning. Exactly. A loser has to pay into the highest tier of the Patreon. I gotta make some higher tiers. Lazy SMH. I mean, if Sunday Run Day could be done 7 days a week, I would. The Tower of Scrabble? Bible thumpers can spell? I think so. There's nothing more fun than winning, Charlie, so drink it up. I'll have one with you. Quote, the ghost of Wade Boggs. The fuck? Is that an obscure movie reference I know nothing about? Heater turns on. It's a little cold, okay? I'm allowed. I'm allowed to be warm in the wintertime. You don't have to criticize me for being warm in the fucking wintertime, asshole. From Always Sunny. Okay. Wade Boggs is not dead. Alright. Is a baseball player. Okay. Actually, there's a kava bar near me that does board games, and they have 9 Scrabble boards that combined have 90% A's and C's and almost nothing else. It makes things very interesting. That's awesome. Oh, you're poor and yet you have a heater? SMH. I stole the heater. Thank you very much. I actually did steal the heater. From someone else in my family. I walked into their room and I was like, I'm taking that. And then I brought it into my room. And then they bought a new one. Alright, folks. I'd like to say thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. Man, my back. I've been having like some problems sleeping with my back. Like this morning, I woke up like 4 times because my back was sore and I couldn't, sleeping on my side, right? Couldn't do it, right? Sleeping on my back, can't do it. Tried sleeping on my stomach, hurt. Sleeping on the other side, it hurt. I couldn't find a fucking comfortable way to fucking sleep. So, it was very upsetting. I don't know what to do about that, but sleep without my back? I didn't consider that option. Fucking sleep without it. Sleep without what? Fucking fine, I'll do yoga, you dumb bitch. Weed. I don't want to smoke weed. I like dreaming. I had some epic dreams last night where I was like making drugs in like a fucking van and the van exploded. It was awesome. Don't take your back in bed with you. I wish. Sounds rad. Bodan just linked me Holy Hell. As if I haven't played it already. And as if Holy Hell is good. Fucking Bodan. What happened to the tumor in my arm? It's still here. Smea, give me an update. Is this okay? I think it's faded slightly, so I think that's good. It's got like a greenish tint to it. Yoga with the bitch. That's a good one. I roll up a towel and lay on it, on the ground, with the towel running along my spine to stretch it out every morning and night. What the fuck? No cook keys? Is that cookies or cockies? But with extra O's? Because I'll take both, please. I give you about 6 months, 6 days. 6 days or 6 months. Main character Bodan strikes again. Fucking main character. Was it a van down by the river? Was what a van down by the river? I actually live right next to the water. I live, you know how North Carolina's got the Outer Banks? Well, I live in the Inner Banks. So, there's the river that divides the Outer Banks and the Atlantic Ocean. I live next to one of those rivers. Damn right, I'm a banker. Don't dox yourself. I don't care. Dox me, bitch. If you stretch when Max stretches, you'll feel better. I always do. Oh my god, Bodan, no, Bodan, no, stop, we're teasing. Bodan, no, I'm so sorry. No, Bodan, no. If you don't like my messages, I won't. Bodan, please, I'm so sorry. Don't say that. I was just teasing you. In America, we do this thing called sarcasm. It's where we say something that we don't mean, and it's funny. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Cutting off his hands, no. Oh. God bless your soul, Bodan. All right, folks. Yeah, I mean, if Bodan ever stopped writing messages, I would have to cancel the show. I mean, Bodan's a crucial character in the cast. It would be like, you know, it would be like if you've got a show and the person who's the main character, like, is, I don't know, let's say outed as a pedophile or something, and then you just do a season 6 anyway. I can't think of any shows like that, but it's like if you were to do that kind of show. I mean, like, it's obviously not going to be good, so it's better off just canceled. Anyway, again, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Feel free to send me messages in other forms of media. Feel free to follow me. Feel free to join my Discord. And when I say follow me, like, you can just, like, set up shop in the front lawn. You can just follow me around when I walk the dog or whatever. You just follow me around. So anyway, thank you all. I appreciate that. Hopefully Bodan hasn't unsubscribed. I will see y'all tomorrow. I might even see y'all tonight. I'm not sure. We'll find out. And when we find out, I will let you know. And, you know, we'll see. But anyway, thank you all. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I got nothing else. Oh, like the stream, motherfuckers. Like the stream. How many likes do I have? 65? How am I going to have 65 and not 69? Come on, 4 people like the stream. Come on, folks. 4. All I need are 4. Oh, now I'm at 70. Good job, bitch. Good job, you dumb fuckers. You overshot it? Up 71. It's too late now. Anyway, give me money. Thank you, JL, for giving me money. I appreciate that. I love money. 73 likes. I have more likes than... Oh, I'm back down to 70. God damn. Fuck. Oh, I'm at 75. Make up your goddamn minds, fuckers. Make up your goddamn minds. Anyway, thank you all. 74. Anyway, thank you all. I appreciate everyone. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get the sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I try to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take criticism.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-up. Very simple. Bad deal. Should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $0.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened. Unbelievable.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And
you will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
We've ended the war on American energy. We were in war. Clean coal, clean coal, clean coal, clean, 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 clean coal.
Everybody digging my chili when I'm laying down? That is not true.
That the most potent force in the Republican Party is President Trump. We need Trump plus.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
the world is actually a small piece of the universe, right? The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right? They're coming all over the place. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet.
Get your words straight.